When Sergeant Slaughter was part of G.I. Joe, he was all about justice, and that's why he brought today's game, Keystone Kapers, featuring a label that's somewhat pinkish because it's Breast Cancer Awareness Month, or that's just a coincidence. Anyway, let's go ahead and take Keystone Kapers, pop into my Atari 7800 Pro system, and see how it holds up today. Let's go to the game. Keystone Kapers was published by Activision and carries a copyright year of 1983. It was programmed by Gary Kitchen, who also programmed the 2600 version of Donkey Kong, which are reviewed in episode 208, and would later leave Activision to become one of the co-founders of Absolute Entertainment. According to the manual, Harry Hooligan is up to his old shenanigans and is robbing Southwicks. And he's doing it on a Sunday, no less. I'm telling you, the man has no shame at all. Now it's up to you, Keystone Kelly, to stop the crook and recover the loot. Keystone Kapers is a multi-screen action game for one player only and only has one standard mode of difficulty. When you start the game, you use left or right on the joystick to move Keystone Kelly, down to duck, and the button to jump. The store itself is split into 3 main floors and a roof. There is an elevator in the middle of the store that moves between the 3 main floors. To ride it, you must press up at an open elevator door and press down to get out when the door opens on your desired floor. There are also escalators you can ride to 2 of the floors and the roof, but they only go up, and since Keystone Kelly is a true gentleman, he refuses to go down an up escalator. This means, however, that once you get to the roof, you can't get back down unless you catch the crook. Speaking of the crook, the main goal of each level is to catch him by simply touching him before your timer runs out. However, he can be a bit shifty as he has the ability to go either up or down floors at the edges of the screens, apparently through some sort of teleporter since you never see him ride the escalator or the elevator. Throughout the game, you can recover money bags and suitcases for 50 points apiece, but you will want to avoid contact with the beach balls, shopping carts, and cathedral-style radios. That will knock 9 seconds off your timer each time you touch one. You also want to avoid the toy airplanes that will cost you a cop if you touch one. You can also lose a cop if the timer runs out or if the crook escapes off the roof. You start the game with 3 cops in reserve and can earn an extra cop at every 10,000 points with a maximum of 3 in reserve on screen at a time. When you catch a crook, you will get 100 times the leftover timer amount in points for the first 8 crooks, 200 times the leftover timer amount for the second 8 crooks, and 300 times the leftover timer value for the 17th crook and beyond. By the way, there is a kill screen in the game. Once you pass 999,999 points, your score will turn into white hats, with the next score freezing your game. One nice touch in the manual was the addition of some cop trivia, including the fact that police got the copper or cop nickname from the mid-1800s due to their copper police badges. Also, when the game was released, the manual stated that if you scored 35,000 points or more, you could send a photo of your screen to Activision to get a neato Billy Club badge. Graphically speaking, I think the game looks really nice and colorful. I like all the objects in the store, and the store as a whole looks great too. I also like the Defender-like radar screen at the bottom, which lets you know where Harry Hooligan is. The sounds and limited music in the game were also well done. And this is definitely a family-friendly game as it teaches everyone that crime doesn't pay. At the time of my research on eBay, loose copies were going for $6 to $7, complete copies were going for $22, and one new copy sold for $50 including shipping. So what did I think of Keystone Kapers on the 2600? This game is just flat out fun to play and goes to show you that great gameplay never grows old. The challenge is just right in my opinion, and the controls are nice and tight. And I really like the graphics and sounds to boot, especially the sound of Keystone Kelly running. So where am I going to rank Keystone Kapers? Well, guess what? We are going to have a new game in the top 10. I do like Dig Dug a little bit more at 6, but I will give it a slight edge over the wonderful California games at 7. So out of the 94 games I've now ranked on the 2600, Keystone Kapers is leaping into the 7th position. Keystone Kapers is a must-have for the 2600. So what do you think of Keystone Kapers? Whether you agree or disagree with me, feel free to let me know in the comments below. Also, feel free to click the like and subscribe buttons, and you can support the show on Patreon. To do so, just go to patreon.com/NoSwearGamer for more information. I'm also a member of the Retro Junkies Network. You can find more retro podcasts and videos at theretrojunkies.com. Thank you for giving me a little part of your day, and I look forward to seeing you next time on the next episode of the No Swear Gamer. Take care and go catch that Harry Hooligan.